So I accidentally stopped the recording there, but we literally just saved it. We didn't do nothing else right there. So I'm going to have to figure that part out. But yeah. But we're still back. So. Now these Axe Knights, they're kind of a pain, but your leather shield will block their attacks. You can also attack their axes with your sword, and it will prevent them from hitting you. So you can either block with your shield, or you can swing your sword and hit their axes they throw, and it won't hit you. So in this room, there's two secrets. First one down here, you got to angle your attack, go down through here. And you get a life max and some money. Which is good, because we need the money. Second secret is right here on this wall. And this one gives you a heart max. Oh, we got our first item. So if you see, like, right up on my magic bar up the top left there, you see the little dagger that I just picked up. The hearts are green now because basically you can use those weapons. If you hold up and hit attack, you can throw daggers. And there's many different weapons on here that I'll try to show you each one, but my favorite to use is the axe. Which I believe there is an axe up ahead that we can grab. But see how you can attack the axes? So you can do it that way, or you can just stand in front of him and block every time he attacks, and he ain't gonna hurt you. But basically, this is the way we get back to that little dagger that we just picked up. This is the right way to do it. It is all the way up here, I believe. No. This is actually the cloth cape. This is where you get your first cape. Yeah. It's up ahead a little further. That's my fault. It's been a minute. So we're going to equip, automatically equip basically everything we need because we have nothing. So every little bit helps. And we got a new fancy cape. Now, falling down here and not taking damage is a little bit sus, but you can just jump right at that angle right there and you can avoid those spikes. Turn around. I did miss a save room back there, though. But we're going to go back out around that way anyway, so it ain't no big deal. But we're going to hit this save point up right here. Now, we don't want to go that way yet. We will be going this way, but as you've seen, there's a little ledge there and a little path. That'll take you to the Royal Chapel, but we don't have an item that we need, so we need to go this way first. And this is the first boss. Now, I like the axes for him especially because it's just easier, but this boss is pretty easy. There's two of them in here. So you got this guy right here with the spear. You just hit him, the other guy flies him up, so you get some free hits. You run around, and you just keep repeating this. And he'll drop his spear. And now he's dead. Easy peasy. Now this guy will shoot fireballs at you from an angle, which you can just block them. Now these, you can just kind of sit down here and hit him like that at like crouched, and he can't hurt you. Or you can block every single one of his shots with your shield. How a leather shield blocks fireballs, I don't know, but now he's going to get mad and he's going to shoot bigger fireballs. But again, you can still block them. I'm taking way too many hits because I'm trying to talk instead of just focusing. But he's dead now. Now, as you see, there's a little bit more of the map that we haven't uncovered. There's like a few secrets. You see all the black spots down there where the blue is. We will have to get, if you're doing this for achievements, you'll get an achievement right there for beating that guy. But as long as you just follow this playthrough, you'll basically get every achievement that I got. But one of the achievements is to explore 200% of the castle. And why it's not 100% is because later on you'll see what happens, but it's pretty cool. Now this way is the one that I'm talking about. So right where we got that little dagger, which I still have not equipped it because I wanted to use that shield against the boss. This little dagger is through this way. You hit that switch, you hold down, the elevator will go down. If you hold up, it'll go back up. So you kind of just want to take this elevator down right here, hit this switch. You get sunglasses here, which that raises our defense, drops our intelligence, but we don't really need intelligence too bad right now. The defense we need more than anything because we got all of our items stolen by the Grim Reaper, as you've seen in the previous recording that I tried to do and stopped the recording on accident, which I apologize for. But right here is where he was. So you hit this little lever here, this cannon shoots it, and it'll take you right back to this room right here. And we did get that save point. See, I thought I forgot it, but I guess we did get it. But basically, we was already here, so we don't need to be there, so we can just take the elevator back up. One of the better items I feel like in this game to use is the jewel knuckles, which you can only get when you get the mist form, but there is a secret way to get them. There's an easy way to get them without having to go all the way through the catacombs and get the mist transformation, which we'll get there when we get there. Over there is another secret. You can't break this wall. So that previous room where we fought the boss is how you get to that room. But you need a bat transformation before you can get to that room. So we're going to hit almost every save so you can see all these saves and know where they're at. Sometimes I won't save it ahead and then I'll get ahead of myself and I'll make a mistake and I'll have to go back further than I wanted to, but it happens. Now, dagger's a little bit weaker than the short sword, but you can attack a lot faster with it, as you can see. This is a cool little item here. It just bounces off of the walls and the ceilings and stuff, and it hits enemies. But I don't really like using that one too much. Like I said, I like the axes. That's my go-to. So now that we don't have the shield to block his attacks, we're going to have to hit his axes with our weapon so it doesn't hit us. Don't need to kill those guys. This item's kind of lame. It just throws that little thing and does damage. Nothing too crazy. But now we got this whole room cleared out. We got the potion down there for another healing item if we need it. And we're heading to our next area, which is the Marble Gallery. Now, you've seen this in a Dracula fight. This is the holy water. But it does a little bit something different. Like, that just shoots a flame, but it does continuous damage, which is really good against one boss further in the game if you use it right. Which, if I remember, I'll grab it and show you, but generally I will use axes the entire playthrough. But I will kind of try to show you each of the items and what they kind of do. We already seen the daggers, so we don't need those. And we hit another saver. A lot of saving. This is how a lot of the older games was. You wanted to save your progress almost every single time you found a save point, just to be safe. That's a Ouija table. They drop like tea item and I think something else I can't really remember, but it's one of their rare item drops. So you need luck. Basically, your luck stat increases your chances of finding rare items and getting rare drops from enemies. Bud. Same basic concept. You can block out if you have a shield equipped, but I generally don't use shields. I just use attack weapons. And we're on our way to another relic. Yeah, relics. And another level up. Nice. Now we get the Spirit Orb relic. And that relic just shows the enemy damage. So each time I hit them, it'll pop up a little damage number. Show you how much damage I'm doing each hit. It's a pretty nifty one. Pretty cool. Because once I get the sword that I want, which is later on in the game, you'll be able to see how much damage I'm doing a second. Yeah, a second. So, fun, interesting. Now this guy's a little bit of a pain in the butt, but if you use the Hellfire, you kind of get an immunity to damage for a little bit there. That's the easiest way to beat him, because if he does hit you, it will hurt really bad. He's one of the stronger enemies for right now, anyway. These guys just kind of throw boomerangs, but they get quite annoying. Now these are the ghosts. These are little, like, weird looking things that kind of just spawn randomly. So if you're trying to do a no damage run, which I'm obviously not, I'm just trying to play through it and show you the game the way I played it almost my entire time. Try to avoid them. Just duck him right there, like so, and just keep fucking hitting him. Keep hitting him, and hitting him. You know what I mean? Get in the holy water. That's all it does. But I like axes, but you can pick basically anything you want. And we're back to the beginning here, where we got our first one, the Cube of Zoe. Now there is a secret down here, but you can't get there from this angle, so we're going to have to come back for it. And we just kind of do a lap back around. We get that pathway unlocked, so if we're ever down that way again, we can easily just come right through this way and not have to go the super long way around. Ow. Ow. As I said, these guys do a lot of damage. For right now, anyway. Till we get a little bit stronger. But let's use a potion just to make sure we're safe. And I ain't going to use that. See, these ones only temporarily raise your defense. So it'll take your defense up, but it's only temporary, same as this. It gives you resistance to lightning, but it's temporary too. So you want to use that when you're fighting an enemy that has like thunder damage or lightning damage, or if you're fighting a strong enemy, you want to use a shield potion because it gives you a boost to your defense. Or if you just want to go all out attack, I mean, you can get a attack potion and strength potions and stuff like that and use those. Which I never really use any of them, honestly. I get the items. I do that. Oh, I got one of his rare drops. But I'm getting attacked by this other boomerang guy here, so I missed it. But it's basically a boomerang he drops. It is a boomerang skeleton. Now, here's what I was saying. You do that Hellfire, you hold up. And boom, there's the other Dracula attack. And it'll waste them. And when you're in that animation, you are immune to damage. So take full advantage of that. And we will take full advantage of it up ahead when we're trying to get another item. Because of the simple fact that the enemy that is guarding that item is really strong too. And you seen that guy was hitting 19 on me every hit. And I only have 98 health, so a few more hits I'd have been dead. I dropped my axes somewhere apparently, but I will find more. Never fear. We'll just use the daggers. So you can use them daggers and stuff as you're jumping too. So if you see an enemy, you kind of just want to jump up, but you don't want to get hit. You just jump up and just hit up and square real fast, and you can get a hit on them and just do that. Like I said, if you're trying to do like no damage or whatever you're trying to do, yeah. So this is the save point again. We got that clear, so we could just save it again, just to be safe. These guys are annoying, these little flea men here. There's even worse ones. They're flea armors, they're called. They're up ahead. They're like in this little metal suit and they got these axes, and yeah, they're even more annoying.
Wait, are you human? What are you doing here?
I've come to destroy this castle.
Likewise. I'm Maria. And you are?
Alucard.
Well, if you're a better swordsman than a speaker, perhaps I'll see you again. Farewell.
And we will see her again. We will see her a few times through this game. Don't want that item. No, no. Now this clock thing is pretty cool. It does use a lot of your hearts, but basically it makes you stop time for the enemies. It freezes them in place. Anybody in that area, it freezes them, and they can't move until that timer's over. Now we will need this item for another secret, but we cannot get to it right yet. And I forgot to pick up my daggers. Oh well. I can show you this item a little bit. Now this is a Bible looking item basically, but it just kind of creates this little force field here. It'll block enemy hits and stuff, and it'll just spin around you, and then it'll fly off. But you can still get hit. As long as they hit that little opening in there, you can still get hit. Aw, that's dookie butts. Alright. We will be coming back for this one, because we will be buying an item that we need to get that. Yeah, you didn't give me that time, did you, bud? No, sir. I wonder if you can sit in this chair. Some of these chairs you can sit in if you're like... If you just hit up, if you like stand in front of them and hit up, you know, just on your D-pad or whatever. Which I'm using my D-pad instead of my analog sticks because that's how this game was originally made, and it's just a lot easier to control and do your spells and stuff. But the Soul Steel, I will use my analogs for, because the Soul Steel spell is a little bit more complex, which reminds me, I gotta show you the spells that I've learned already. These stone roses are annoying too. If that little red thing hits you, it'll turn you to stone. So avoid that. Unless you have the Mirror Cuirass, which we will be getting. If you have the Mirror Cuirass, it prevents you from being turned into stone. Ooh, got another high Cuirass. Okay, we're getting some rare item drops from these guys. Yes! I got my axes back. Woo! Yeah. I don't know if you noticed, but there's an eyeball following you there in the background. I always thought that was pretty cool, but yeah. So here's the spell list that I've learned so far. Now, that other one where it shoots the energy orbs that you've seen, we do against that one enemy. Like I said, you just do this little motion here, and then you hold up, and it'll do it. Now, the summon spirits, like back, forward, up, down, attack. And then Dark Metamorphosis, you just kind of slide half circle. Go from left, slide up to the right, and hit attack. So. Excuse me. All right. Now, if you are playing on the Rondo of Blood one, there is another achievement they added in here, but this guy right here is the enemy I was talking about. This guy will kill you very quickly. But if you use the Hellfire, like I said, you get that immunity. And he can't do nothing. And a couple of these, and boom, he's done. Now, if he hits you, it's going to hurt really bad. But you're like, oh, okay, there was a strong enemy guarding this room for what purpose? And nothing, right? Nope. There's a hidden item right here. Oh, he's guarding just the pot roast? Nope, nope, nope. You just stand right here and wait. Or you can hold down. I mean, I think if you just stand there, it kind of works either way, but we'll just stand there and see if it works. If it doesn't work here in a little bit, I'll just go ahead and hold down. There we go. Look at this secret. One of the stronger items for this castle, the Jewel Knuckles. You'll see the damage up to 27. And we get the Mirror Cuirass too. Polished to resist stoning. So that Stone Rose can no longer turn you to stone whenever you get hit by her attack. But you're not meant to have these items yet, but they put this in here for people, you know, to find if you're kind of an explorationist on these types of games. You like to try to hit every wall, find every secret. But this is where you would originally come in. But as you see, it says mist could pass. So we need the mist. Which is another cool thing. I think it was with the Jewel Knuckles. Yeah, you can do a like kick. If you angle it down, you can kick somebody in the head. Which is pretty sweet. But once you kill this guy out here, he doesn't spawn again. He won't ever be back. But if you get the Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night bundle like I have, like I said, it's different, and they added some different achievements / trophies in it. And one of them is down here. So you want to watch this bird here. So he'll fly over to this nest, and he'll just sit there, right? Looks down, gets comfy, and just sits there. I don't know if he flies away. Yeah, he does fly away. Okay, so this achievement or trophy, if you do get the bundle, it's called the Circle of Life, but I'll explain that a little bit more. But this telescope here, you walk up to it, you can hit up on it as long as you're standing like right beside it, and you look through a telescope. Sometimes you'll see the ferryman on his boat out there, and then others you'll just see a fish jumping. But these chairs you can sit on too. If you want to take a break, you're a safe area, you know. Back then you couldn't just like leave a game, you know, a lot of the times, but you can just find something like this and just chill. And you can sit in both of these chairs here. And he just gets comfy and relaxes. But we're here for the Circle of Life trophy. So what you want to do is jump back up here and then come back down. Just reset it. And then you'll see the bird come flying back here again. Now what this bird's doing is laying eggs. You see the eggs now. I'm pretty sure it's called the Circle of Life. I could be wrong, but you'll know when you get the trophy. But basically, you want to just jump back up here, reset it again, and then watch again. And you just want to keep doing this until the trophy pops, basically. It's a cool little thing, you know, to see, like this bird flying here, getting the nest ready, getting it warm, then laying the eggs, and then keeping the eggs warm. You know, it's pretty cool. But you just keep resetting it. I know this is a little bit of boring part, but if you're watching this video after I record it, you can skip ahead and just see where I go from here. But for anybody that has this bundle, like I said, the Rondo of Blood, Symphony of the Night bundle, you have to do this for a trophy. It's one of the trophies / achievements. And look, we got baby birds. Little baby birds now. So reset it again. And then mama bird's going to feed the baby birds and then keep them warm. I mean, yeah, it's not a lot. It's something that's kind of boring for a lot of people, but seeing like birds and stuff hatch out of eggs like that, like I've never seen it in real life per se, but I bet it would be pretty cool to see. And you just keep resetting this basically until the trophy pops, which I think they should be getting big and flying the nest or leave the nest at some point. And she's feeding them now, so maybe when we reset them, they'll be a little bit bigger. Yep, they're a little bit bigger now. It's just a fun, cool little trophy they added in here. Are the birds big enough to fly the nest yet? Doesn't look like it, but they will be here soon. There they are. They're bigger now. Look how big they got. Now they're just going to fly off as a family. Right? No? Oh, I guess not. Maybe you got to reset it one more time. I thought they would fly off. They look big enough to fly from the nest, but I guess I'm wrong. Nope, there they are. They're fully grown now. Mama bird done raised them, and they're on their own now. And there they go. And you should get the trophy for that. It's a fun little thing. Like I said, it's only in the Rondo of Blood Symphony of the Night bundle. The original game doesn't have that trophy because I know there's been a few different times they released this game, like on Xbox and such, where you could get achievements and stuff in it, but when they added this one, they added a few extra ones in there. Now, to get up there, we're going to need another relic, which is the double jump, but there is another way to get up there easier without having to worry about that, which I don't know if I can pull it off, but we'll see. You see these jewel knuckles? Just one hit in these guys. Just one hit, they're done. One hit, that's it. There's another chair if you want to take a break too. I mean, you know, good background. You got some dead dude hanging in there with part of his leg missing, and I don't know if he has arms or not, but right here. But right here's a save point, and usually save points mean one thing. And what's that one thing, you ask? That's right, people. It is another boss fight. But this is a unique boss fight, because the boss you're fighting is yourself. You're fighting yourself, yes. This boss is called the Doppelganger, and he basically looks exactly like Alucard, but he has bat transformation, mistransformation, and all that, so spells won't work on him, and you have to avoid his bat form attacks. But you can kind of get him stun locked. And if you didn't have jewel knuckles, that fight would have took a lot longer. But if you got the jewel knuckles, he's pretty easy to beat. And we got a new weapon, which I believe that is stronger. Yes, it is. So we got the Gladius there, a sword of ancient Rome, which is pretty cool. They have a little bit of these things. See, this dagger says a basic short sword. This one's a common short sword, and you know, they have little descriptions on them, which pretty cool. But as I said, I strictly just use both weapons. I don't really use a shield ever in this game. So this is the long library, which we're not going right there yet. We got a couple more things we got to grab. Ooh, we got another rare item drop. Now these guys are quite annoying, but one axe throw, boom. And they'll usually die with one axe throw. This guy, you could just punch him once and he's dead. That guy's weak too. He's not very strong. These guys are annoying, but if you stand here at this angle, they can't hit you and you can hit them. See, they're shooting right over top of my head. And right there is the wolf transformation. And I believe this is a teleporter, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So there's a few of these spread all over the map here. Like, I haven't found all of them, obviously, but there's a few of them that you can find around the map. And you can basically use it as a shortcut to get to a certain area that you need to be or you want to go. And it just makes it quicker than kind of just running around the whole castle, just trying to find it. Again, that guy would have been a little bit stronger, but we got the jewel knuckles early, so all these guys are kind of just getting ran over right now. So what you want to do is you want to come up here and you hit this switch. And you want to avoid them yellow Medusas, which I have the mirror curse, so I'm not too worried. But the yellow Medusa heads, if you let them hit you, they'll turn you to stone. So you don't want to do that. All right, let's try to heal some. See how I got the mirror curse on? Now, if I didn't have that mirror curse on, I would be turned into a statue right now. Now, you're saying, oh, okay, we can't get that item. Yes, you cannot get that item right yet because it's too small of a hole to jump through for your character currently. But that's why we come down here and we get this, which is the wolf soul, which this allows you to turn into a wolf, which is pretty cool. I mean, for its time, you know, it's pretty cool. You got his little sword on a sheath on his side there. He's got the red eyes. I mean, you know, it's not bad. For as early as this game came out, which was like, I think 97 or something. But it's pretty cool. Now what you want to do right here is you want to turn into a wolf, but you want to avoid these Medusa heads because they will do that right there. They're quite annoying, as you can see. But we can use them to heal right back up and get our health up. So you want to do this kind of quick. Because if you take your time, those Medusa heads will just keep spawning and spawning and spawning. And yeah, they're weak, but it's always the smaller ones that are the most annoying ones to fight. And there's a book if you like those items. It's always the smaller enemies. Like if they gang up on you, whether it's Darksiders that I've played through multiple times, you know, and they have these little like flying things that kind of fly around the map and whatnot. Like, they're very, very annoying. They're weak, but if you get enough of them around you, they will kill you. I mean, these guys technically won't kill me, you know, but let's get some more XP from this guy. There we go. The Medusa heads will kill you, but it's kind of if you think, but so that switch we hit up there turned this elevator and activated it. So basically you don't have to run all the way up through those stairs again. You can just use the elevator and make your way back down here. Now over here you need the wolf form to get to this. So what you want to do is just basically kind of get a running start. You just double tap forward and you'll kind of start sprinting. Then you just jump. Now down here is another item right there. But we don't have the double jump. But there is a little thing called the wolf high jump, which I'm not sure if I can do it. But you see how I did that? I know it was a lot and I couldn't explain it, but I had to focus. But basically what you want to do is you want to start sprinting. Once you get up here, you hold up and hit X and you'll jump very high. But you want to do it at the right angle and at the right time to get up there. And then you just switch out of your transformation and then you land up here. And that's how you get that item without the double jump. Now, if you can't pull that off, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. You can always come back and get the item because there is a fairly decent amount of backtracking once you get certain items in this game. That's just the way most of these older games were. A lot of backtracking once you get certain items. Same way with Darksiders, same way with Zelda. If you played Zelda, like Ocarina of Time and that, you know, like you had to get certain items and then you had to go back to like old dungeons and find the spiders and all that. Like it's basically the same concept. Or Super Metroid on Super Nintendo. Same basic concept. You get items, you have to go back, and then you have to get what you missed. So now we are currently in the long library, and we are getting ready to end this first clip here. But not before we get through this and get some more stuff. Now you can go this way, but you don't need to yet. We will come back this way eventually because there is hidden items over this way, and I'll show you how to do that. But to get them, we need the gravity boots, which we don't have, and we can't get until we get the bat, which is also in this library. But you need to double jump to get to it, unless you can pull off a wolf high jump where you sprint, you jump, you transform back into your human form, and you kind of get that extra elevation after you transform. As you see, it kind of takes you up for a second there. So like if I'm in my wolf form, I jump up and I hit this, I'll be a little bit higher up in the air for a second. But you can do that to get the bat, but it also doesn't really matter because you need the mist form to get the bat anyway. So we need to go to the catacombs first before we go anywhere. Now up here is another relic. And if you see the damage, see how I'm hitting 16 with this sword? Now if I hit him with the jewel knuckles, it's 13 damage, so it's weaker. So certain enemies are more weaker to slash type weapons as opposed to like blunt weapons, which I guess the jewel knuckles would technically be blunt. Well, we just picked up that relic, and as you see down there, it says Magic Tome. What that relic we picked up, basically it just tells us the name of whatever we're killing. Like this one's a Duron. Or something like that. I don't know how you would say that name. And then Thornweed right there. And then this is a spell book. So the magic tombs, and then you got spell books. But basically, you can do it the same way. If you can time it right, you can kind of jump up there and get up there. But that is leading you toward the bat. But like I said, we need mist form before we do that. And we need double jump anyway. So.
It's been a long time, old one.
Eh? Why, it's Master Alucard. Come to visit, have we?
I need your help.
Oh, but young master, I could never betray the good count.
You won't go unrewarded.
Really? In that case, just tell me what you need.
Now we meet our old friend, the librarian.
How about this?
He basically keeps a list of every single enemy that we have killed and what they drop. But see how it says down there? It says strong versus none, immune versus none, weak versus holy. So he's undead, so obviously he's weak against holy weapon. So if you get a holy weapon, you'll do more damage to him. If you ever want to figure that kind of thing out, and it tells you how much XP he gives you 10 XP per one of them you kill. And his drop items, he drops a shield potion and he drops a monster vial, which monster vials are pretty cool because you can summon any, well, not any, but a few types of different monsters as an item and have them help you fight, but they're not very good. But if you see right here, we fought this guy. That's how we got the short sword, but we have a question mark because we didn't get his rare item drop. So we need to find out what his rare item drop is. But to do that, we need to get our luck up and we need to find 2 specific items, which one of them is in this castle. The other is in another part. But they're called the Ring of Arcana. And they basically increase your chances of finding rare items, and you can get 2 of them. So if you combine that with a luck potion, you might have a better chance of finding better, like, rare item drops, basically.
How about this?
So any of these rings that we picked up, they don't do nothing for you, really. So basically all they are is just a way to make money. So any of them you find, any of these you find, you can sell them to this guy and he'll give you money for them.
Thank you.
How about
So there's 2 items that we want to buy in this list of items that he has here. The first one is the Jewel of Open. This is another relic.
Thank you.
And you only get 1. So you got to make sure you buy that because that blue door in the previous video, maybe, or maybe in this one, I can't remember. That's how you open those blue doors. That's the only way you can open it is if you come here and you buy that item from him. The second item that we want to buy usually is this one, the castle map. And as you see, Soul Steel and Tetra Spirits, those are 2 more spells that we'll learn eventually. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and buy the castle map.
Thank you.
How about this?
So Dracula, he kind of gives you tactics on how to beat him. Like, it's a fun little thing, but basically this will just show you how you beat Dracula, and you know, it'll show you some secrets in it like that. Which I don't know who plays this, but we've already seen that. So I mean, let's just go ahead and get out of there. But that's pretty cool. So you can click on any of these and it'll basically tell you how to beat each of the monsters that you've fought. So now we have the Jewel of Open right here, which is what we bought off of him currently. And that opens blue locked doors. The fairy scroll that we just picked up in this area too displays enemy names. So it basically tells you what you're killing, which adds to his list, which tells you their items and everything they drop to. But basically, you get a double jump. You can get up there pretty easily. Like I said, you can get up there by doing the high wolf jump kind of trick that I did earlier. But you can't get to the bat transformation without the mist. But fun facts, since we now got this area cleared, and these enemies are just weak, but if they hit you, they'll make it where you can't attack them. So I'll show you that real quick. So he hit me and it says I'm cursed now. So I can't attack. Now the only way to get rid of that curse is if you find this item right here, which you can get plenty of them in this area. And then you just use that potion, and then you just put your sword back on, and now you can attack again. But it's right here in this lantern is where you can get those uncursed potions, and they reset every single time you come into this area. So and there's one right there apparently too that I did not. I probably forgot about it, honestly, but hey, I mean, my memory's not the sharpest tool in the shed, you know, but I get by. That's all that matters. Now we are going to use this portal. Like, as you can see, we can go through that way, but again, we can't really do much in that area up above us. Right there, that little black area, till we get the bat transformation and a few other things, including the double jump. So what we're going to do is we're going to head back to this portal room here. And as you see, we don't have any other portal rooms. But if you activate this, it'll take you down to the bottom here. This is a free unlock, basically. So if you use this portal again, it's just going to take you to the previous portal you found, which is up there, until you find the rest of them. So we want to go back down this way because we got to go through that one way right before we fought the main boss, that other side room there. But you remember this room from the first video? This is how you get here. And it wasn't the Royal Chapel. I was wrong about that. It is a teleporter room. So, my bad on that. But we're going to go ahead and save this. And this is where we're going to call it for this video. We're going to call it right here. You know, I plan on finishing this game 100%. Like I said, my one buddy asked me to do it for him because he's never beat this game and he knows I beat it a bazillion times. And I still really enjoy playing this game. I mean, like, it's one of my favorite games of all time, like, easily. Another one of my favorite games would probably be Ocarina of Time, The Legend of Zelda, the N64 version. You know, they got the Switch and then the GameCube. I played all of them. I've played Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, a little bit of Breath of the Wild, which I need to finish. But, you know, I need to do Tears of the Kingdom too, and then I have played Majora's Mask also. But Ocarina of Time is by far my favorite out of all the Zelda games. Like, I just really enjoy playing it, and I beat that a bazillion times too. So I know all the little secrets and heart piece locations and all that. But we're going to call it a video right here at the end. So if you like the video, I know I kind of split it up because I accidentally stopped the recording on accident. So it's going to be two separate videos, but I will try to make sure you kind of understand that. I will like put like video number 1 and then number 1.5 or something. So like 1.5. So you basically know they both go together. But the first one you'll definitely want to watch first if you're playing through this game, which is a very, very good game. Like I said, one of my favorite games. I enjoy playing it. I beat it a bunch of times. I know just about everything there is to know about this game. But I will be heading out. So if you like the videos, leave a comment, like, subscribe, you know, turn on notification bell if you want to see more. If you don't, that's cool. It's not for everybody. I understand that, you know, but it would be really helpful to me, you know, to get me to be more motivated to make more videos like this. I'm not going to always be playing like older games like this either. I'm going to be playing some of the newer ones. Like I just recently uploaded a video of Tomb Raider. 2013, which I'm playing through all those. But I'm trying to finish this one first because it's a little bit shorter. So, but yeah, basically, just like, comment, subscribe, tell me how you like the video. If there's anything else I could do a little bit better. I mean, I'm recording off of a headset and off of a PlayStation right now. That's what I'm playing on. So if the mic audio sucks, I apologize. I mean, it is a Turtle Beach headset. It's Stealth 700, so they're a pretty good headset. But if there's anything else that, I could change, just let me know. And I will see you guys in the next video. So thank you for watching and see you next time. Peace.